How you guys doing? Doing good? I hope so, cause should always find ways to enjoy the day, to feel good. That's what we ought to do. But you know how there's certain moments where you're a little hesitant to do certain things, or you feel like you know you feel unsure about it. You hesitate, and then things don't happen. Sometimes opportunities come around, and sometimes it's good to say yes, even if you're not sure. Sometimes you go in unsure and you leave out with more clarity rather than not even trying, rather than not even being open to it. Sometimes you have to say yes. Sometimes you have to say yes, and then sometimes you got to say no. But you can't say no every time. Otherwise, you're not going to make much progress, because sometimes, no matter how much work you put in, sometimes you need to leave yourself open to new opportunities that you may be uncomfortable with. Sometimes you got to, even if you're unsure, sometimes you got to say yes. Sometimes that's the best way to make progress and to move forward. And at the end of the day, if you say no to everything and you say no to everything you're uncomfortable with, you're always going to be uncomfortable with those things. So I think it's important to open your horizons, open your mind, be more open-minded to new things, to new experiences, to new opportunities. And that also includes maybe hanging with your friends at a certain time, or, because life passes by so fast. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you could miss it. That's from a movie. If you know, you know. If you know, I'm not going to say some of you are too young, because the people that watch my stuff are not kids. I don't like when YouTubers say some of y'all might not get that, or some of y'all are too young. I'm not going to say that about y'all. I'm pretty sure that y'all understand it, or maybe you're not. Maybe it's not that you're not young enough, but you could be older and still not get the reference, but I doubt that. But yeah, you get the reference. So, I think for the most part, certain opportunities come to you for a reason. Certain opportunities come for a reason, and you have to be open to taking those opportunities rather than denying them or saying no to them because you're afraid. Sometimes you got to go in, say yes, even though you're afraid, and then learn along the way. You got to take a chance. You got to take that risk. You got to take that risk. Otherwise, you're going to be in the same spot. This is one way of looking at it. You could stay a big fish in a little pond, or you could be in an unfamiliar pond where you work to stand out. You know what I'm saying? Where you're unsure of things because it's new. It's you go to the next level where there's people just like you that are unsure, and you have to work your way up to get to that spot. But that's the only way you're going to grow. That's the only way you're going to grow. Because at that point, as that big fish, you've outgrown that little pond. You've been in that little pond for so long. You've been there for so long. Eventually, you have to, eventually get out of that little pond. And, sometimes when you say certain things, sometimes they apply to you as well. So whenever someone says something to you and they say it with conviction, they're saying it to themselves as well. They apply it to themselves as well. So take that for this instance here as well. Yes. So, just know when to say yes, even if you're afraid. Say yes anyways. But know when to say yes and know when to say no, because there are certain opportunities that come that maybe weren't best for you, and it would have been better off you saying no because in your spirit it didn't feel right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you're just afraid of change. You're afraid of that. And you say no because you're afraid of getting out of that comfort zone, getting out of that comfort space. And you say no because you want to stay in that comfort space. So that's what I'm saying. Say more yeses to and learn new things. Be more, more open-minded, as I say. So that's really what I'm trying to say. But learn to say yes in those situations. Have discernment. Have discernment. That's really it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, this weekend is gonna be busy for me. Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, I'm gonna be busy until Monday. So, but I'll still put out the videos and all that stuff. It won't be as, like, I'm gonna have to be more, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's gonna be more succinct, more just straight to the point and then go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really it. But I hope you guys like this and like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you enjoy it. Blah, 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 yada, 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 because I say this every video. And, like, at a certain point, you guys know the gist, the whole routine, the whole hoopity blah and, blase and all that stuff. But, that is it for me. I'm just, I just keep running and running. But, see, that's why I don't, because there's a glare. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.